Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larson. Welcome back to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. Very excited that you're here. Today I'm going to teach you guys about how to create your own onboarding training for your teams. If you're like me, you know MLM is an amazing opportunity to grow a real asset for yourself. But you also see that there's huge issues starting to emerge. Like, why haven't big MLMs let tactics change in over 30 years? Or why have they been cutting commissions smaller and smaller? Or even, how dumb is it that old MLM rules say you'll get in trouble when you use the internet to grow your team? These are some of the blaring questions we all face today. This podcast will show you how real MLMers like us are waging war on the old dying methods. And we aren't cheating by only bugging uninterested family and friends. Follow this podcast while I expose the shocking methods I'm using to build my 10,000 person downline and get people begging to join my team daily. Here's to the new tactics without all those old, rusty MLM shackles. My name is Steve Larson, and welcome to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. Hello, my friends. All right, welcome back to today. Now, back in the day when I was first joining my first MLM, I was brought to the side and a guy asked me, and it was in great intent, okay? I'm not making fun of him, but basically he said, Steven, do you want to be successful? And I said, well, of course. And he said, well, what successful people do is they take their phones out and they go and they chat with people in their contact list, and then they three-way me in with them, and I do the selling for you. And I was like, really? What if they're not interested? All right, sounds good. If that is how it happens, then let's do it. So jumping on in, I went and I started, and likely this is, it might be ruffling a few feathers, or anyway, that's usually what happens, right? And there's nothing wrong with that if you know the person has a pre-existing desire for MLM. But if they don't, right, that can be really, really awkward. I'm not saying huge downlines have not been created that way. Of course they have, right? It's possible. It's just not very probable. And that's the thing I want to talk to you guys about today. Is if I look across the street and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go grab Mr. Jones, right? Mr. Jones needs this opportunity. He's got to come in and join me, right? The problem is that if they need the opportunity, usually it's not a good fit in the first place. If they need it, right, rather than want it, that sets precedence for how they will behave inside of your downline. Okay, so what I started doing is I started going in and I started recruiting a bunch of people, and it was awesome and it was cool and I had a bunch of fun doing it. But then shortly after, I remember the first time I went and I recruited 13 people my first month. I think it was about 5 weeks actually. And none of them did anything. And they came to me and they started asking me the dreaded question, Steven, what do I do next? And I'd be like, well, you want to be successful, right? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, this is what successful people do. They take their phones out, they reach out to the contacts, and then they three-way me in, and I'll do the selling for you. And I felt myself do the same script I was taught. And many of us are, which is great. We just have never been taught that there actually is another way. And so anyways, a lot of what Secret MLM Hacks, the program, is, it will show you guys how to go through, and it'll show you guys how to actually create auto recruiting systems for any MLM that you're in, right? You don't get pitched in that program. It's a completely third-party thing, so that I'm just trying to change the industry, okay? But the thing that has really helped my downline as well is me. Like, you got to solve a lot of the problems that they experience after they join you, right? There's follow-up problems. That's what we call them, right? There's follow-up problems. There's problems they did not have until they joined my downline. Well, how can I solve follow-up problems the most for all the people who are joining me? So anyways, I'm really excited about this. I have gone through and like in the past little while, there's been many ways where I've trained my people in many methods. I've trained my people in many ways, but there's a training program basically that we're coming out with for my team, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you guys how I treat the onboarding process. Okay, I'm excited for this program. It's a program called Hack MLM, and what it is, now don't go there unless you want me to pitch you, because they will pitch you. Okay, I'm telling you right now. But what's cool about it is it walks through all the back office setup. It walks through, here's how to make sure you get all the bonuses you didn't know about. It walks through, here's how to set up our team's recruiting funnels and systems and content and processes and pitching, stuff like that. And anyways, so what's cool about it is one of the things that was frustrating for me with the first MLM I joined, and you guys might have experienced the exact same kind of thing, but one of the things that was frustrating for me is I felt like I wasn't getting enough training from my upline in that first MLM that I joined. Beyond talking to my warm market, my friends and my family, like once those people were dried up, I didn't know how to get more leads, right? I mean, I had to literally become a marketer in order to turn back around and try to solve this problem. For the last 4 or 5 years, I've been obsessed learning how to do that, and I'm stoked because with all the various ways and fashions I've been helping solve the follow-up problems from the people I recruit, I finally now have a full course that I send my people when they join me that walks them through day by day for 30 days. Your first 30 days in my downline, this is what you should be doing. By the way, here's a whole bunch of pre-built stuff just for being in my team. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, it's been really cool. So what I wanted to teach you guys today is how you can create your own onboarding system. I'm not pitching you guys into my downline. I'm telling you guys what I do though to help automate it. Okay. So when I think about this, I think about it in several different fashions and ways here, right? There's when I bring somebody in and I actually recruit them, there's the act of actually recruiting the individual, right? There's everything that you do. Well, you can barely see that. There's everything that you do though before you recruit them just to get them in your world. Right? And most people, they're like, well, I'm going to focus on recruiting. I'm going to focus on what I say. I'm going to focus on the scripts that I do. I'm going to focus on making sure they know about this bonus. I'm going to make sure they know that it's buy one, get one free, or there's this onboarding bonus if they join now. Like, those are all cool, but if you just change who you're speaking to over here, right? You don't have to do a lot of those tricks in the games that are out there, right? It's like most of the MLM books that are available in today's market are very much like, here's the top 3 things you can go say to get anybody to join your downline. And I don't really believe in mind control. Instead, if you just change the who, right? And you stop going for Mr. Jones across the street, who needs the opportunity, and I start going for people who want it, completely changes the game and flips it on its head, okay? So there's a few levers you can turn in the MLM space that you likely don't know about, and that's the purpose of this podcast. Okay, so the first thing, right, is you can just switch up the who, right? You switch up the who, you switch up who you're speaking with. Number 2, you can switch how they're pitched. And you guys know I have auto recruiting funnels, and still, we get 3 to 4 people per day asking to join my downline. We are about to cross 1,100 in the last year and like 4 months or something, okay? Which is crazy. So the actual way, so who I'm speaking to, how they're pitched, that's another thing that I can go have control over in an MLM space. So you don't own anything in MLM, right? You don't own anything. You have no assets. Right? So out of the box, you just have what the MLM's given you. You get your starter pack, you got your bonus opportunities. But you don't own the product. You don't own the script. You don't own any of this stuff. You don't own at any moment. And I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but I want you to like be really clear about this, right? You don't own anything when you join an MLM right out the get-go. So instead, what I do is I change up who I'm speaking with, so I get people who actually want to join me and want to buy from me. Number 2, I'm not doing it the way. I'm the how. The how for how I'm going and speaking to all these people, it's not the traditional method. What I'm doing is I've got a whole bunch of ways, right? They have to go through an application. Oops. So I'm going in and there's an application. And if you guys are listening to this right now, you're not missing out on anything. I'm just drawing. Helps me speak. Application. Okay, so there's an application. That's one of the levers I can go turn. I can go turn the who and get really clear on it. You know what? Those friends and family that I've got, they're not actually interested. Let me not go waste my time and try and, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Number 2, how I bring them in. Now this is very, very key. How I bring somebody into my MLM, into my downline, sets precedence for what I'll need to be doing with them after they join. Okay, this is very key. If I go in and I recruit somebody by begging them in, I probably just became a life coach to that individual after they join me. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? If I go in and they applied to join me, or there's some other way that they had to prove that they really are a good fit for my downline. Now, what's the precedence I've set for after I've recruited them, right? Now I've become a business coach, not a life coach, okay? Now I go in and I say, okay, now do this, now do that, now do this, now do that, and they do it. Rather than me saying, well, I know someone said something mean to you. Are you okay? You fragile? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't be unhappy if someone's mean to you. I'm just saying, like, you're more likely to be a life coach when you let anybody willy-nilly down into your downline. And if you have noticed that it's hard for you to reach out and actually contact those in your downline, you probably recruited people who were doing you a favor. They don't actually want to be in it. They just didn't know how to say no, right? And I know this I'm flicking some nerve cords here in this episode, okay? I totally am, okay? And so there's a few levers you can go turn to drastically increase not just the amount of people you recruit, but the quality of the recruit. I'm not saying the value of the person. I'm saying the quality of the recruit in terms of what they're willing to do, right? If they're already business savvy, if they're already ready to run. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so I can go change, I can turn the lever of who and upgrade the who. Number two, I can go and I can upgrade the how. How am I actually approaching them? Well, I like to do it with a bunch of automation, all right? Number three, one of the things you can do, so when they actually join, there's not a lot of things you can change in that. That's controlled by the MLM. But after they join, this, my friends, is what I'm talking to you guys about today, okay? Number three, the thing that I have control over right here is my onboarding. Onboarding. Okay, the way I onboard somebody, that's a huge deal. Okay, onboarding. Okay, those are really the three levers I can turn and have a lot of control over in this space, given the things that I own and don't own as an MLMer, okay? So I come in, does this make sense so far? So I go in, right, the three levers. I can change and upgrade the who, I can upgrade how I pitch people and how I approach them, and number three, I can upgrade the training that they receive afterwards. It was always very frustrating to me after I joined that first MLM. I was like, who do I speak to? I don't even know what to do next. I remember explicitly having that thought. I don't know who to go talk to anymore, right? Which means all I have to do is do the method I've been taught harder, which means I get more aggressive to my relationships. It's like, oh no. And then when they come in, I don't know what else to tell them. I can't onboard them. So I teach them the same things that I did. Well, the who, just go talk to your friends and family. How, just talk to them and three-way them in. Onboarding, just tell them to do the same thing. Right? So instead, what I'm telling you guys to do is like, and there's varying pieces, inside of this here. A lot of secret MLM hacks walks through this kind of thing on how to upgrade the who, how to upgrade and upgrade your process for reaching out to them, the how, and then the onboarding piece. The onboarding piece is tons of fun. So the thing that we've had several methods throughout, but the one that we're launching right now as I record this, it's called Hack MLM, and what it is it's free for those who are in my downline. But what it does is it walks them through the first 30 days in my team. Okay, it walks them through that. So what I want to do is I want to figure out the process from brand new, right, to success. And that's not an easy. That's a mental jog. So the purpose of this episode right here is I want to walk you guys through again some of the easiest ways. Just with this foundation set, I want to show you guys some of the easiest ways to come up with what your people need help with in order to be onboarded fully. Okay, I found out a lot of times people want to have success and they're willing to do what they need to. Sometimes they just don't know what to do, right? And they got life going on for them too. They're busy, man. They may not know exactly what it is that they need to go get done. So, here we are. Okay. All right, check this out. So if we think about your brand new recruit over here, and those of you guys are in Secret MLM Hacks, you guys know I talk about this concept quite a bit. Right, they're over here on this mountain and you need to get them over here to this mountain. Okay, so what is in between? How do they climb this peak? And so one of the things I like to go do is the first thing I did, right, and then we got the starting out. So this is kind of how I do it. Let me go over here and then success. Okay, so the first thing I have to do when I'm creating like an onboarding sequence is I have to define what success even is. Right? What is it that is actually true success? For me, I know when I can have somebody who's joined my downline, if they are actively publishing, right? And if they have their recruiting funnel up at a bare minimum, that is a very successful person. Just the fact that they're publishing, they will recruit people. There's so much authority that comes with creating a video. People reach out and they want to join me, regardless of the fact of what I have for them if they do, right? If you go out and you listen to tons of those podcast episodes or podcasts that are out there in the MLM space on iTunes, a lot of those people they recruit simply because they're publishing. That's why I tell everyone to freaking publish. It will change your life, okay? So number one, the first thing I need to do is I need to figure out what success even looks like and what it is that I really want every one of my recruits to be doing. I want them to recruit the world, okay? That's not accurate, okay? You got to think through. It's not realistic. It's possible. It's not probable, right? I need to think through what does success even look like? What do I want them to be doing? The next thing this is the easiest place to go get, right? There's a bunch of steps between here. Steps. All the stuff that they got to go do, right? And you think about this. They need to know. They need product education. They need back office education. You need to teach them when the next events are. You need to teach them to set up their e-wallet or whatever, right? So that they can actually get paid. You need to educate them on the bonuses, let alone teaching them scripts, let alone giving them the comfort and giving them the confidence to go approach people if that's how you're teaching them to do it, right? For me, they need to have confidence around a computer. They don't need to be a coder, but if you can use Facebook, then you can do what I'm teaching you that's the extent of the techiness you really need, right? As far as the level of hardship you have to go through. Does that make sense? There's a lot of stuff that someone has to go and understand in order to actually get to success. And so what I need to do is I know a lot of it feels like chicken and the egg, but I need to figure out what order somebody should consume those topics in. Now, this is not easy, okay? And it took me about 3 or 4 months of actively thinking about it to kind of come up with the order of topics somebody should consume and when they should consume them, okay? All right, so one of the first things you guys can go do is go talk to the people. Guys, talk with your upline. Ask them. Say, hey, what are all the things that you have found people need in order to be successful? Right? Then you list all those down. Then you ask them things like, what are all of the concerns that you hear from the people that you guys are recruiting as well? People inside the rest of our team. That's gold. If you can figure out what it is that the rest of everyone else is struggling with, right? That's a massive, massive way to figure out how to actually go and build an onboarding system, an onboarding training, okay? So you talk with your upline, talk with people that you've recruited, right? And I ask them things like, what do you wish I would have provided for you at the beginning? Or what are you guys struggling with right now, right? This is good. What's nice about what I'm telling you guys right now is that what this means is that you don't need to be like a marketing genius to pull this off. All you're gonna go do is you're gonna ask, what is it that you guys are struggling with? What is it that you wish I had provided for you? What is it that would really, really help you, right? They're like, I need more leads, or, I wish I knew how to talk to people better, or, when somebody tells me no, I don't know how to overcome objections, right? Like, oh, sweet. So then you're like, okay, I need training on objections. I need training on certain kinds of scripts. Right? I need training on, does that make sense? How do I help my team get more leads? How do I help my team upsell, right? How do I help my team go back to people and tell them about other products that are out there so we all can increase our revenues as a team and our volume, okay? So what I do, does that make sense? So it's a little bit of a homework phase, but it's super simple, okay? If I can go in and I can this is how I do it, literally, because I'm including several different factors inside of this. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna list a whole bunch of needs, okay? Needs of my team, right? Lots of needs, lots of needs, lots of needs. I'm gonna get them, like I was saying, from my upline, from my downline, from people who are successful already. Maybe I can find several lists on blogs I can find, right? And I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna don't try and organize it yet, just brain dump it. Then what I've done is I went through and I created 30 topics, okay? I organized them, I condensed them. Okay, this topic, and this topic are super similar. I could teach those at the same time. And then this topic, and then this topic, those are really similar as well. I could teach those at the same time. So I condensed them and realized, I was like, okay, I wanna make this a 30-day thing, or yours could be 21, or you could be 14, or you don't even need to do the day thing. But just the fact that you have onboarding training massively increases your likelihood of having a successful downline. Okay, so anyway, what I do is this. So I look at my team needs. This is really what we did. We made a big list of team needs, and then what I did is I went and I spoke with my upline and other successful people in my MLM, and I said, hey, how can my team make the most money from the get-go? Okay, now this is what was really, really powerful, guys. And this is why I'm trying to teach you guys this inside this episode here. If I can go in and think through, like, how can I make my team rich, right? Basically, is what I asked them. And so we went in and what we asked was like, can you help us understand all of the bonuses that we don't know exist? What are all the bonuses that we don't know that our team could have advantage of, whether when they're brand new or existing? And what we did is we realized, oh my gosh, by day 14, there's a bonus thing that starts that I don't know if everyone knows about. And then if they do some other things within 30 days, there's some huge bonuses as well. And then if they do some other things, then does that make sense? We listed out all these other bonuses, and now we had these milestones. Okay, so guess what day 14 was about inside of our onboarding training? That bonus. Guess what day, does that make sense? The very next day was about, hey, by the way, also, We just taught you about the bonus you can go take advantage of right now, right? It's been 14 days since you joined our team. Thank you so much. But by the way, this bonus you're now eligible for, it's really easy to get. This is how you go do it. And then on the next day we said, hey, by the way, if you take advantage of X, Y, and Z, you also get this bonus if you do this and this within 30 days, which is also easy if you do this. Here's a whole bunch of pre-made assets for you. Here's a whole bunch of pre-made lessons for you that make it easy for you to go get that extra cash bonus. That makes sense? Now they got money coming back in, right? And so what we did is today, I'm running out of room on my whiteboard. Okay, right? So it feels like day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We made week 1 all about setting up the back office. All about setting up the back office. We made it about product education, history of the MLM itself. We made it about the different products. Here's like an overview of all the different products inside of what our team sells. Here's an overview of where you get the most commissions. It's very much a familiarization of what is going on in the MLM itself. Okay. The second week, 7 through 14, I'll just say 7 through 14, was a lot about like how to take advantage of additional bonuses. Here's how to meet and greet those inside of our community, right? If you have questions, stuff like that. Anyways, that's a lot what that one is about. Back office. This one was again more about bonuses / community. You guys like my spelling? All right, day 15 through 21. Now that's where I'm starting to solve a lot of the needs inside of my team. So this is very much, let's get you set up and integrated. The first 2 weeks, let's get you set up and integrated inside of our back office, let's make sure that your wallet's set up. Let's make sure you don't do anything where you're not qualified for cash, right? That's one of the most frustrating things. I've totally had that happen to me before in the past where it's like, there's like 2 things I didn't have set up in my back office because of that. I wasn't getting paid, right? I was like, oh crap, right? I don't want them to be doing that. So that's very much dedicated to let's get set up, let's get you integrated. On day 15 through 21, week 3, the trainings inside of there were all about solving some of these big needs. I wanted them to get leads, baby, right? Lots and lots of leads. How can I pre-build lead systems for them and train them on them? So that's what I did, right? And then the last bit here, we have a go through day 22. It actually stops at day 29, not 30. But here, what I do is I teach them how to make noise, right? How to make noise, how to get traffic, how to get eyeballs, how to get a consistent source of, you got the lead machine set up on week 3, and then here's how to actually fill it with just tons of people, okay? Then after that, the next thing we're doing is we're helping them understand how to go and sell even more of the product itself. Anyway, I just want you guys to understand, like, just because you recruit them, that does not mean you're done, right? One of the easiest ways for you to go get real big in this space, just solve more problems than other team leaders will, okay? And just give it to your people, train them, okay? So anyways, what I wanted to do real quick, and I'll be done this episode, is I'm inviting you. If you guys want to check out what I created and all of this, this cost me 15 grand, okay, to go through and actually build because I have a very professional team, and we built an amazing members area, and we built this massive drip sequence, and it's really, really impressive, okay? It was expensive for me to create. So I'm gonna read something too that I just put out to my audience so that you guys can have an invitation to this, but I wanna give you a caveat with it, okay? Don't just go straight there. Let me tell you why, okay? Okay, let's see here. Let me just go to it. I said, here's the point. The way you bring somebody into your downline often sets the pace for how they'll behave in your downline, right? How you recruit someone usually determines if you'll get to be their business coach or forced to be their life coach. You know what I mean, right? And I just was talking about that. I said, because of that, I make it kind of hard to join my own downline. I said there's an application process. There is a phone interview that is required for someone to join my team. There's a mini course that walks them through the setup of their own recruiting funnels and their own lead sources, much of which is pre-built for them. And then I said on the email, I said, here's why I'm telling you this. In the past, I've trained my downline in many ways with many methods, but I finally decided to put all the training in a single spot in a course that walks my new recruits through their first 30 days in my downline, back office setup plus recruiting funnels. I'm about to launch it to them. Okay, this new thing that we've got for him, which should help and solve a lot of problems as well. I'm really excited about it. Okay, he says, and then I said, if you want to be kind of an ant on the wall and jump in to see how I train my teams, you're more than welcome. But fair warning, and this is why I'm telling you guys this in this episode, okay? Fair warning, the course is meant for my team. It is meant specifically for my team. You will find out what MLM I'm in, okay? So if you come in to check out what's going on, I will pitch you, okay? You understand? There is stuff all over the place telling you should join my team in there. I'm just telling you, don't go there, okay? I'm not telling you what I'm in. Fair warning, don't go there if you don't want that. I said, come on now, I'm a marketer. This week is the only week I'm gonna be hard and forward about my own MLM and what it is. If you don't want that, if you don't have a product desire to produce, do not check it out because you'll be followed up with a lot, okay? And I'm just telling you guys that because some of you guys are trying to go out and you're trying to build similar things that I've built. That's great. Then come in and check it on out and see how we've structured everything. Some of you guys though, I've gone in and you're like mad that I pitch you. Like, get over it. Don't join my thing then. Don't go in and check it out. If you want to check it out, go to hackmlm.com. That's it. Funny enough, hackmlm.com was available. And we built the whole thing on top of it. So hackmlm.com is the actual thing if you want to see how we've actually done it. If not, then just take the training that I just showed you. It's all free. It's all free. No pressure. All free. Have not charged a dime for it. Not going to. It's for my training. Sorry, it's for my downline specifically. If you want to come in and check it out though, you're more than welcome to. And see how it is that I actually train and coach my people on how to pitch, and train and coach my people on how to set up auto recruiting funnels, and a lot of cool stuff that's in there for them. So anyways, guys, cool stuff. Excited. For those of you guys who want to jump in, totally cool. If not, that's fine as well. Please don't feel any pressure at all. I just want to teach you guys that those who solve the most follow-up problems tend to win in the MLM space, because there's not many people solving many follow-up problems, right? That the whole thing has started because of my desire to get more answers, and I couldn't find them. And so I've been obsessed for like 3-4 years on this, right? How do I solve more for my teams? And I try something and it wouldn't work, right? Then I try something else and it wouldn't work. And I try something and it would kind of work, but it was only a super psycho marketing nerd like myself could do it. And I was like, crap, that's not good enough. So then I more and more, simplify. And then I got down to a space where finally it's like pretty much everyone can do it if they just decide. So anyways, hopefully this is helpful to you. Hopefully this blows up your own teams, your own downlines, and the MLM that you're in and love. So excited to be able to drop this out to you guys. I know it's a little bit more of a technical episode, but just so you understand how to structure this stuff, and when you're thinking through how to onboard your people, your team has needs, but then your MLM is also giving in all this stuff. Figure out how to lace it all together, and then just take a camera out, take your phone out, train, and just put it out to your people when they join you. So it becomes a really cool recruiting bonus, by the way, also, and helps you outvalue the rest of your upline and downlines. So awesome stuff, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on in. I would love if you're down. If you got any value out of this podcast today, please go to iTunes and or YouTube. I'd love to be able to get a review from you guys. It really means a lot. It's funny. I am actively trying my hardest to change this industry, and it's funny to see some of the people who are butting against me because they're like, no, it's been this way and it will always be this way, and Steven's a scam and his eyes are massive. It's like, no, it's just new, and the 21st century is here. Why don't we use the freaking internet? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'd love to be able to get a review. It helps me, helps iTunes. It helps iTunes know that I'm worth my salt and that this is valuable stuff. Guys, thanks so much, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. Boom! Hey, hopefully you liked the episode. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Hey, like you, I love MLM. It is a long-term asset that can pay anyone for life as long as they build it right. If you've recruited anyone ever, you know that the recruit's first 30 days are some of the most crucial. It sets their pace. So to create the right tone for my new recruit's career, I created a 30-day onboarding training that walks my new recruits through things like how to set up their back office, how to get bonuses, how to set up my team's recruiting funnels, right? How to get internet traffic, how to close leads. Here's why I'm telling you this. If you want to be a fly on the wall and see how I train my new people, you are more than welcome. My team's program is called Hack MLM, and you can check out most of it for free by going to hackmlm.com. Fair warning, the course is meant for my own team though, so if you come in and you want to check it out, you are going to get pitched to join my team, okay? We are marketers. This is one of the only times I'm going to get forward about my own MLM. Side note, it's mostly because my Facebook Messenger is littered with people asking what MLM I'm in, so I will bite a little here, okay? So let me be clear, I don't want anyone thinking this is now a pitch fest. If you don't want to be pitched, that's fine. Okay, that's okay, just don't check it out and keep enjoying the podcast. But if you want to see how I'm onboarding my people and I'm training my new recruits and walking them through their first 30 days and setting that pace and tone, literally just go to hackmlm.com.